Greetings, car fanatics. Are you tired of having to plug in your phone to get Apple CarPlay or Android Auto on your car? Well, today I'm going to be reviewing the Autocast and the Carlinkit wireless adapters. So the Autocast works with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, while the Carlinkit only works with Apple CarPlay. The Autocast comes in at $150, while the Carlinkit comes in at about $100. We'll be evaluating these units in 3 different areas. The first will be on sound quality, because we want to make sure that going wireless isn't going to degrade any of the sound quality. The second area we'll be looking at is how easy it is to switch between one phone and another. If you share your vehicle and it has to connect to more than one phone, it is imperative that these units can connect to multiple phones easily. And the last area we'll be looking at is how quickly these units boot up. So here we have the Autocast. The kit does include a USB cable, but in this case I already have one in my car, so we'll be using this. It's a USB-C. So to get started, we're just going to plug it in and give it a second to load. Alright, and you can see here that we are connected to the Autocast. So to pair your phone to the Autocast, it's simple. You're just going to open up your Bluetooth and then connect to this device. And I'm using an Android phone here, and we can see Auto DE60. Go ahead and click on that. Just hit the pair button. Alright, so we are all connected to Android Auto wirelessly. That's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and just play the music. Alright, and I can tell you that the audio quality is just as good as the factory audio quality. I can't notice the difference at all. So now let's go ahead and try to connect a second iPhone. To disconnect the Autocast from your phone, you want to hold down this button for 3 seconds. Alright, so let's pair our iPhone and see if we can get it to connect. Open up your Bluetooth and select the Autocast device. Now let's go ahead and try to pair it to the iPhone. I think it's just showing up as the Pixel, but it's still trying to pair with the iPhone. Alright, so what we're seeing here is when we're connected to one device and then we try to switch over to another device without disconnecting the Autocast, it fails to pair to the new device. So it's a bummer that we can't switch from one phone to another while the Autocast is still running, but this still could do the trick for us as long as when we turn off the vehicle and we turn it back on, we have the option to pair to a different phone. Let's go ahead and try this to see if it actually works this way. I let the car sit for 20 minutes, that way I could be sure the Autocast power was turned off to give the Autocast unit a chance to reset. Let's go ahead and start the car back up and see if we can connect to either one of our phones. Alright, so as you can see here, the Autocast is loaded up and we have the option to connect to either phone. Let's try to connect to the iPhone since that was the last phone we tried to connect to and we had some issues. Alright, and when you look at what we have, we are successfully connected wirelessly to Apple CarPlay, even though we had an issue trying to connect to it last time. So now let's go ahead and turn off the vehicle. We're going to repeat the test and try to connect the Autocast unit to the Android. Alright, so this is really awesome. I am impressed with the U2X Pro. Even though you can't switch between phones with it being connected, it does still work with multiple phones. If you're sharing your vehicle and your wife comes home or your husband comes home and then you want to take the car out later and you have your own phone, you can simply pair it wirelessly here without having to take your phone out of your pocket and plugging it in. That is a huge plus with this Autocast unit. Alright, so the next test we're going to do with the Autocast unit is plug it in and see how quickly it connects with our phone. Let's go ahead and plug it in. Alright, so that took about 30 seconds for the Autocast unit to boot up and connect to my phone. Let's go ahead and try the Carlinkit and see how that works. So now it's time to repeat the test for the Carlinkit. Let's go ahead and see how it functions and see if it can pair between multiple phones. So like the Autocast, the Carlinkit also comes with a USB-C cable. We're going to plug it in. Now let's go ahead and pair to the Kia 78C1 to connect to the Carlinkit. Pull up your Bluetooth settings and connect. Alright, so now we have the phone connected. Let's go ahead and click on it. Alright, so we are wirelessly connected to Apple CarPlay. Let's go ahead and test the audio to make sure it sounds the same. Alright, so I can tell you that the audio quality on the Carlinkit is also excellent. I cannot tell a difference between the factory Apple CarPlay and the Carlinkit, so that is good so far. So now let's try to connect a second iPhone with the Carlinkit. The Carlinkit does not have a way to exit out of Apple CarPlay besides pulling out the cable over here. But before we do that, let's just try to connect with the new phone and see what happens. Alright, so it doesn't look like the Carlinkit is coming up. Let's reconnect the Carlinkit. So it's trying to auto connect here. Maybe there's a way we can turn it off. Let's go ahead and go to the settings. We can see that auto connect is on. We want to turn that one off. And let's go back here. So now that we've disconnected from the previous phone with the new phone, we can see that the Carlinkit is showing up. Let's go ahead and connect to that. So the second iPhone is showing up over here. We are connected, and let's see if it's going to pull up Apple CarPlay without any issues. Well, when you check it out, the other phone is now connected to Apple CarPlay. So just like with the Autocast, the Carlinkit cannot switch between phones when it is on. You do have to turn it off, either by unplugging it or turning off the vehicle. Let's go ahead and turn off the vehicle, start it back up, and see if we can easily toggle between these two phones. We can see here that the Carlinkit has loaded up and it allows us to select between these two different phones. Let's go ahead and click on Amanda's iPhone and see if it will connect. Awesome, we are connected back to the very first iPhone that we paired. It is good that we're able to toggle between these two different phones. So we see that the Carlinkit works well for connecting with an iPhone. Let's actually see how quickly it boots up and connects. Alright, so we see the Carlinkit boots up in about 10 seconds and connects. That is good. Now once we select the phone, let's see how long it takes. So we see that once you select a phone, it takes an additional 7 seconds for it to connect. If you set it on auto connect, my guess is it would take somewhere between 15 to 20 seconds to connect. It is faster than the Autocast, so that is impressive. Alright, car fanatics, so as you can see, both of these units performed exceptionally well. If you need Android Auto, go with the Autocast. It is about 150 bucks. The Carlinkit is also very good if you only need Apple CarPlay. In terms of the sound quality, I could not tell a difference with either unit versus plugging in the phone. In terms of how easy it was to switch between phones, both of these units pretty much performed identically. With either unit, you couldn't switch between one phone and another without disconnecting the units or turning off your vehicle. However, they both perform exceptionally well when starting up your vehicle because it allowed you to pick between which phone you wanted to connect to, and both units did that very well. And in the third area of boot up speed, the Autocast took about 30 seconds to boot up and connect to your phone, while the Carlinkit took about 15 to 20 seconds to do that. If you only need Apple CarPlay, go ahead and go with the Carlinkit and save yourself a little bit of money, but if you need Android Auto, the Autocast is the way to go. Well, thanks for watching, car fanatics. If you're interested in purchasing either of these units, go ahead and take a look at the description below or the comments where I'll leave a link. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Leave me comments or questions below and be sure to hit the bell notification icon so you're notified each time I upload a new video. Thanks for watching.